How to check if a file exists in Ansible? I'm going to show you in a live demo with some simple Ansible code. I'm Luca Burton and welcome in today's episode of Ansible Pilot. Today we are talking about Ansible module stat. The full name is ansible.builtin.stat, which means that it's part of a collection of modules built in with Ansible and shipped with it. It's a module pretty stable and out for years. It works in a different variety of operating systems. It retrieves a file entry or a file system status. The only parameter mandatory is path, that is the file system full path of the object to check. The module returns a complex object. The property that is interesting for us is exist. This attribute is true if the object exists. Let's jump in a real-life playbook to check if a file exists with Ansible. Welcome to my editor. I would like to check if a file exists. So first of all, let me start my playbook with one play that is called check if a file exists. Oh, I have some doubts about the S. So let me target all the host. In my case, I would like to check a file in the user folder, so my privilege escalation with the CAM is false. But in your case can be different if a file is a system file. I'm putting this path as a variable, in my case my file. So let me define home devops test.txt. So we could personalize based on our needs. The task list will have 3 tasks. The first will be to check the file. So name check if a file exists. Done. Okay, where I'm going to use I'm going to use the ansible.builtin.stat module. Here we are, and let me specify as a parameter the path, the my file, but I need to add as a variable, so let me add the double quote and the parentheses. Here we are. Okay, fantastic. My file as a variable. Here we are. Cool. Let me save the result with register inside a variable called file underscore data. So in this variable there will be the result of this verification. Let me add 2 different tasks, one if file is missing and one if file exists and one if file is missing. Let me start with report file exists tasks. I'm using ansible.builtin.debug. So with a parameter message, so I'm going to show a message if that will be like the file. Let me add the name of a file, my file variable with a double hyphen. Okay, exists. And let me execute with when, so when the condition when file underscore data dot stat dot exist is true. I need to check also the S in this case, so let me add another task that is report file missing, so file not existing. Okay, name report file not exist. I'm going to use ansible.builtin.debug again to print a message. So msg in my case will be like the file. Let me again show the name of the file, so it is my file value of my file doesn't exist. Okay, cool. And I'm going to target this when file data and .stat.exist is not. Let me add a note. But okay, then it seems that I'm missing some s's, like the value is file underscore data.stat exists. Cool. And also for the messages, I think, because yes, let me add this, and now it's going to be correct. Let me execute this playbook and see the result. And welcome to my console. So first of all, let me connect to the target machine and check if file exists. So I'm using the user of Ansible, that is DevOps, and then my target machine. Let me list the content of the home dir, and as you can see, there is no test.txt file. So now let me start the execution of Ansible-playbook-e, my inventory file, that is file exists YML, and I'm expecting the execution of 3 different tasks, and here we are. It's get the property of the file and the message that the file doesn't exist, as you can see. Let me connect to the target machine and create the test.txt file, and let's see the result. Here we are. Again, let me execute the same exact playbook, and let's see that now is going to report that the file exists and skipping the other task. In few lines of code, we are able to do great things, as you can see. How to check if a file exists with Ansible. Subscribe to channel not to miss the next episode of Ansible Pilot